it's Joy, and today I'm watching The Dragon Prince, Season 7, Episode 6, Inversion. I love this show. Pretty frustrating things in this season, but I still adore the show and these characters. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of these reactions on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and let's go.
You're about to fess up to a fib?
When I told you about the in-between,
he's actually starting to be honest with Claudia, which is odd.
My dad left this world without unfinished business.
If you do not believe your...
It's hard because there's a part of me that thinks like that is 100% true that he did, but there was one piece of unfinished business in his life, and that was Claudia, that he put Claudia on the dark path and that she was still on the dark path. Like, you know, he was able to sort of, he died saving Catullus, making up for that mistake. He died also saving Soren, making, you know, being there for Soren, but Soren was also wanted to try and do the sacrifice play or whatever, you know, like he was able to kind of see Soren's become a good person, Soren's doing okay, Catullus is, well, I mean, Catullus is being destroyed, but I've saved the people's lives, so therefore they can rebuild. But there is still the fact that Claudia is where she is right now, and he knows that that is not a good place to be, so there's a chance he has unfinished business, and his name is Claudia. Though, this is also really interesting because Aravos is being honest with Claudia, he's not lying to her. It's like Terry actually did get to him with that. And it's one of those things where, yes, Aravos is the kind of villain who thinks he's a hero, or at the very least thinks he's justified in what he's doing when he isn't. Like, yes, he was a victim. Yes, what happened to him was awful and horrendous, but you can't take it out on everybody else.
Why? I need to hear your whole truth, however ugly.
Was she gonna just wait for him to come clean about this, or was she gonna press him later on?
Child, cast to a debt to protect the precious cosmic order.
Yes, but they are the ones at fault, not all of the other people and children you're gonna hurt in the process.
I, in Neola's name,
your daughter would never want that.
I want, because they struck a wound so deep in me.
So you're gonna hurt everybody else
Never heal.
In the whole of existence.
To survive such
that sounds
wound,
really
to
reasonable.
Suffer forever, to share in that suffering.
And everybody else in existence, Claudia.
Okay, follow me.
You're so stupid, Claudia. Like, I know at this point she thinks she has nobody left in the world but Aravos, but like, at this point you try and talk him down. You try and say, well, can we come up with a way that just hurts the people that actually hurt you and not everyone else?
I'm afraid the real Pearl
Oh, Callum.
was in Catullus all along.
What?
You couldn't have known.
No, that can't be right.
All you brought to the Star Scraper. It was made of candy.
And we could have told you that at the time, but we didn't bother.
You were somehow controlled by Aravos.
You think that makes me feel better? That makes me feel worse.
Sweetheart, you did the purifying thingy-majig. It won't happen again. Oh no.
No.
What is it? What's wrong?
Nothing.
That's just his fear, right?
We won't hurt you.
It's a little too late for that.
You hurt more people than they've hurt. They didn't hurt you, they just chose themselves over your evil. Oh, Soren. I'm stressed.
Your turn. I put down my sword.
I don't think Claudia will.
You lay down.
And I have work to do.
Why? You want to hurt everyone in existence. He found their mother? Okay, now I'm really sad. I wanted to see Soren and their mother's reunion. I didn't want to, like, I mean, yes, also Claudia and the mother, but we missed out on so much. Like, how was Soren with his mother?
What do I do now?
Sweetheart, you take it a step at a time. You haven't done anything wrong. It wasn't your fault.
Is someone there?
Oh my god.
I said I want. I'm by yourself.
What is going on? Did his dark self get physically split from him and made into its own existence?
Oh, Claudia.
I don't think this is gonna work.
So beautiful.
That's not what you start with. You start with an apology for abandoning your children.
There hasn't been a day that's passed that I haven't regretted it.
You never came back though, did you?
Loving you. Oh, I should have stayed. I knew your father would never harm you, but maybe I could have protected you from going down this.
I mean, It's good that she knows he would never physically harm them, but I would argue he harmed them both a hell of a lot. Like, he was verbally abusive to Soren most of Soren's life, and with Claudia, he lavished praise upon her and pushed her down his dark path. He did a lot of damage to both children.
You didn't create me with dark magic, Callum. I've always been a part of you.
I was just imagining this,
Well,
okay?
I don't want you. You can trust me now.
No, you
Trust
can't, Callum.
Yourself.
I mean,
Stop
yes,
saying
trust yourself, but not your
me.
dark self.
I am not you.
You've got to
You're
choose every day to
twisted
not
and
go down the
messed
path
up,
of the
and I will
darkness.
never be you. That only I can save them all.
I do think that is something Callum worries about. That sacrificing himself might be the only way to, like, if he loses himself to the darkness and then they stop him ultimately at the end,
Claudia.
that might be the only way to save them.
I know. Exactly the same as I remember you. Too exactly.
Is it not really her? I was thinking she looked young, like still, but so they didn't really find his mother, which at least I guess it's good that it means I didn't miss Soren reuniting with his mum.
Portrait of her that Soren keeps? Just a bit outdated.
Why didn't they update it?
What have you done?
Here to judge me, Captain Trueheart?
I don't judge you.
I mean, you should judge her.
Way to show it.
She keeps
Nice
doing
trick
things
with
that
my
are
mom.
extraordinarily
I'm impressed
judgmental.
you had it in you. Did you really think that would stop me?
I didn't
Maybe it
know.
would help you see something lost inside you.
She's dead. Chloe? Chloe? The Aravos has such total faith in his mastery over Claudia that he hasn't even bothered to intervene in any of this. He's just letting it play out because he so completely knows she's under his thumb and will do whatever he says.
Well,
Maybe the fact, Claudia, that literally every single person that has ever loved you, aside from your mother because she's not actually here, all think what you're doing is wrong, including your father, who once walked the very path you were walking, the father you still idolize and love, but realize it was the wrong thing to do and changed his mind. Maybe, just maybe, you could wake up. You know? Maybe. Too much to ask?
Don't you get it? Rayla loves me. She believes in me. This version of myself.
It's so awful, isn't it? Because obviously I don't want him to do it, and I'd never want him to do it. I want him to stay himself, to not blur the line between right and wrong, because there are some lines that shouldn't be blurred. And I'm worried that if he keeps going down the dark magic path, he will lose himself to it. And I do remember the promise he made Rayla give that she would kill him if he ever went too far down that line. And I do not want to go there. But if it comes down to it, where the only way they can actually stop Aravos and stop what's happening is if Callum makes that sacrifice and does that, how, morally speaking, it's almost the moral thing to do is to do the immoral thing. I hate it.
About you, be the you who can save her. You'll do what you must, however dangerous, however vile.
We're not there yet, Callum, okay? That's a last resort kind of shenanigan, and we're not
There has to be
there.
another way. No, I won't need you.
Sweetheart?
There's a way out of this. With good people doing courageous things. Humans, elves, and dragons
Yes, please.
doing what's right. I have a plan.
That's my boy. Fuck you, Claudia. I think even if it had really been their mother, it wouldn't have stopped Claudia. Like, she might have hesitated for like 5 minutes to have a little chat with her mum, but she wouldn't have actually stopped. Oh, is that what you were after, really? A loyal servant?
There's still a threat that needs to be eliminated.
I'm stressed.
It's over.
He can't be killed, right?
Are you going to be okay?
I thought she was dead.
Oh, we need to get Lujane to safety.
And you, Soren, please, to safety. And you, sweet young girl.
I rise again.
Get over yourself. What are you doing? Can they sense something's
These
wrong
little
here?
ones are as wise as they are
Something wrong with the moon
adorable.
nexus at all?
Callum! Open fire! Now!
I mean, he's a brave king being right at the forefront. Oh, he has special weapons for the dragons! I don't think this is gonna stop him. Okay, what's the plan, people?
Phase 3! Go! 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 Tighten the chains!
We're actually caging this bitch? Isn't he all powerful? How did that work? I'm here for it, but I don't trust it. It's back! Well, surely it's angry at Erebos, right? Okay, I'm incredibly stressed. Oh, like 3 episodes left to resolve everything. I don't trust that that's gonna hold Erebos. I love it. I'm glad they tried it. I'm glad it worked. I'm glad that those awful weapons Ezra was making were at least used against, were useful. But if it was that easy to restrain Erebos, he wouldn't be that much of a big threat. Now I know that the things that had him like disoriented, the fire gem, whatever, are new weapons, not weapons that humans have used before or elves or anyone. So it's that they wouldn't know about them. But I feel like surely he will be able to break free at some point. But they've delayed him. Now Claudia is still off shenaniganing. We don't know what she's up to. But they've delayed him at least slightly, which is good. The question is, who is Claudia off to kill? I'm stressed. Now I am glad. I was gonna be really annoyed that like Soren had reunited with his mum and we didn't see it, because I was like, I would like ideally to see both children reunite with their mother, but if I have to pick one, it's gonna be Soren, because I don't really care about Claudia anymore, because every choice she makes pisses me off even more. But it being an illusion, I was gonna comment as well that she looked really young, and then I was trying to like mentally think, like, has it only been like 10 years? 50, oh no, because another 20, 15 years? Like, I was just thinking, like maybe she was just a lot younger than Viren, I don't know. But of course, it was an illusion. Surely they're smart enough to put some wrinkles on her. Like, come on, guys, make her hair grey, do something. But no, Claudia, like, at this point, I don't think they're going to be last minute redeeming Claudia, and if they did, it would be freaking last minute redeeming, because we've established at this point that every single person that has stayed in her life and loved her at any point, other than her mother, do not want her to do what she's doing. They don't, and not just because they're like, Claudia's girl shouldn't do that or anything, but because it is wrong, morally speaking, because it is a bad, dark path. They are all desperate to stop her, including someone that met her while she was on said path, fell in love with her while she was on that path, and then woke up and was like, I don't like this. I don't like who I'm becoming. I don't like who you're becoming. Like, everyone who's ever mattered, including the father she loved, is like, Claudia, this is a bad path. Stop it. But instead, she's like, haha, gonna keep doing it. And then she even reveals that there is nothing in it for her. She has 0 to gain it. She doesn't think she's gonna find her father again. She's literally just doing it because she thinks, hey, you know what, Aravos? It would be really fun if we ruined the world for every single living creature in it, just so we can punish a few people that hurt you that one time. Like, yes, what happened to Aravos is terrible and despicable. And I do think the beings that did it should not be all powerful, and we should try and stop them or make them face. I don't know. Like, yes, they are bad. This is the response. Completely disproportionate and ridiculous. So Claudia, like, fuck off. Like, I don't care about her anymore. Fascinating character still, but she's so frustrating because we have seen that there is someone in there that could see sense, and she just chooses not to every step of the way. It was interesting that Aravos chose to come clean with her though, because she wasn't pressuring him into doing so. Now, from her response to him coming clean, it would suggest that maybe she was going to at some point. Maybe he thought there was a good chance they'd run into her friends again. Maybe he was worried that she was thinking out what Terry had said and that she might waver because of it, and so he had to get in there first. Because Aravos cared about his daughter, and I do believe in his own weird way he cares about Claudia. But that doesn't, and just because he was hurt in the past doesn't give him the right to do all of this. So Claudia and Aravos are just so frustrating, and I'm very stressed about both of them because they're far too powerful to be that stressful. Now, I was also so fucking stressed about Callum because, like I said during my reaction, and I assume I left it in the edit, whenever I say during my reaction, I'm always like, what if I edit that bit out? That I'm worried because if it ultimately comes down to like the world ending or Callum using dark magic, obviously the right thing to do is to do the wrong thing and use dark magic. Like that, like if that is the point we reach, that will be the only outcome. But I adore Callum for not giving into that thinking, because what I was trying to like scream through the screen at him was, it's too soon, we're not at the last resort stage yet. Don't start giving into these thoughts about doing it, particularly because dark magic is often easier, like it's the easy option in a lot of ways. But instead he was able to take the time he needed to deal with his emotions, to face his greatest fear, that maybe the only path out is for him to return to that version of himself that he hates and that everyone he loves hates. And he came up with a solution. And we've yet to hear his solution. Maybe in the next episode, Raider's going to be like, Callum, what do you want about? That's really stupid. We cannot just throw a watermelon at his head and hope it works. But I trust in Callum. I'm just extraordinarily stressed because we've got these creatures that have come out of the thing, that they're all very murderous. The creature that was like Viren and Arados' son is back. I'm so stressed, but I love these characters, and I'm really hoping the next 3 episodes we get to see them all come together and working together and healing any rifts that were formed. And you know, I don't want Claudia to be redeemed at this point, because it would be too last minute, not earned, because she's showing zero signs of redeeming. Even if that had been her mother, I think she would have wavered and spoken to her, but I don't think she would have stopped what she was doing. Um, so yeah, I'm incredibly stressed, but I love this show so much. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, edited version 1 week in advance, and thank you so much for watching.